Oh, hey. Welcome to another episode of Schnozzcast. Just pouring some shots here. Don't mind me. You got Bob and Nick and Todd tonight. Corey is continuing his very, very special assignment. Some sort of a family function. Not really sure what it is, but at the end of it, someone's probably going to be married.
Bat mitzvah.
We'll see who it is. So what do we got for you tonight? I don't know. We're going to figure it out. So let's just go with it, folks.
Sounds good.
So, gentlemen, Todd Dillon, how are you, sir?
I am mighty.
Yeah, there it is. I knew he was going to make a triumphant return.
Word.
Nick Bader.
Oh, hey.
Corey.
We're off to a great start. I couldn't ask for anything more. All right. So, housekeeping out of the way. If you are new to the podcast, thank you for joining. If you are, if you're not, you know what? Here we are again with our same old shenanigans. But if you're new and you'd like to go back and see, what are these guys talking about? Is this the first time they're doing this? Maybe they've done a few more. Hey, there's like 240 other episodes you can go listen to. You can find them anywhere where you can find a podcast. Doesn't matter. You'll figure it out. Just Google where to find podcasts and you can find us. You can also stream us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. You can find us on all three of those places at Schnozzcast. You just got to search for the name.
You don't fucking need to tell people, Bob. You don't have to tell people.
You shut your dirty mouth, Corey.
I'm going to fucking put it on the screen.
God damn it, Corey. I'm in the middle of housekeeping. Stop interrupting me.
Well, I guess I just put things on the screen for no reason.
Yeah,
That's
you
fine.
do. Right in the middle of my sentence. God damn it. Or you can email us at schnozzcast@gmail.com with your existential questions or requests for relationship advice from these three fine gentlemen. Or you can call or text us anytime, day or night, including right now when we're live.
Yep.
And that goes for you, Mary Dillon, out to 618-SHOCKER. 618-SHOCKER. The phone is on. Phone is on. We are accepting all calls. We will Bluetooth you to the mixer, and we will play your call live on the air. If you're too embarrassed, if you're shy, you can leave us a message or you can send us a text, and we will read it on the air. No questions too small. No call is too small. We will read every one of them.
No hair's too blue.
No hair's too blue. That's right. All you seniors out there, we know you're watching and listening, because why not? Why wouldn't you?
Pick up that rotary phone and dial 1618 SCHOCKER. The Shocker line, baby.
Yep.
Shocker. Pop, pop.
Pause that episode of the Rockford Files that you're watching. The pause button is the one with the two little lines that are going, straight up and down.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That ugly gold Camaro.
Call us at 618-SHOCKER and let us know what you think. Give us some questions.
We know that you'd, if you're a guy and you're a senior, that you probably want to be Rockford yourself.
Oh, everybody wanted to be Jim Rockford. Are you kidding me?
Too bad.
Yep.
Put them to the side.
Way to crush their dreams. Too bad you can't be Jim Rockford.
Put them to the side and watch the Schnozzcast.
All right, so
Hey, Bob,
yes.
Before
Yes,
you
sir.
exit housekeeping, you have a little bit of housekeeping that I think it should be part of housekeeping because it's not a regular segment.
Okay, go on.
All right. Can you see the camera? Can you see me?
I can
seen?
see you. Yeah, you're being seen.
Can
You're in a
you
7-second
see
delay.
We haven't talked about He Who Remains.
Oh no, we have not. That is the newest black action figure that you have received.
Black action figure.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, indeed. Yep.
Yes.
So what are we talking about here? Todd and I, going way back, used to work together. I worked for Todd, to be more specific. And
You worked with me at the beginning.
Well, yeah,
And then I the nuclear passed you and left you in the dust.
you did, because you didn't have any kids, and you were able to stay up until all hours of the night, having customers yell at you at the phone.
Exactly.
And I was like, I got kids to feed. And they're like, we're not promoting you then. So Todd Dillon, you got the raise. So we went to go see some Star Wars movie, and Todd at one point made a comment to me like, why aren't there more black superheroes? Action heroes in these films. Yeah, a legitimate question. And I said, well, look, you got Lando Calrissian. I think we had just seen Samuel L. Jackson play Mace Windu in the Star Wars prequels.
Yep.
And so I decided right then and there that my lifelong goal was going to be to, a couple of times a year, send to Todd Dillon with no warning action figures of black superheroes. And
Here's
I
my
believe
link
that
to
I've done that.
Calrissian. I'm holding up. This is the one that Bob bought me in the year 2000.
In the year 2000.
23 years ago.
We don't have a 2000, but we do have this.
In the year 3000.
So, it's close enough, right?
Yes.
So that's where that came from. So the very last one that he received was of
He Who Remains.
Yeah, the character is Kang the Conqueror, also known as He Who Remains.
He's a variant. I don't know shit about the Marvel comic universe.
Yeah, so we're talking to Nick Bader, who hasn't watched a single fucking Marvel movie, and perhaps people out there on the internet who also haven't. But in case you've been under a rock, Marvel made like 22 films over the course of the I think 10 years, 11 years, in which they told a long story, multi-part story spread over many, many films.
Mm-hmm.
With it all building up to the big bad guy who had been sort of masterminding all of these things in the background, whose name was Thanos. He's the big bad guy. So spoiler alert, you might want to skip ahead if you haven't seen these, but the battle with Thanos was completed, and then Marvel needed to move on to a new phase, and they had to introduce a new bad guy. And so they decided to go with Jonathan Majors, fucking fantastic actor, brought in as Kang the Conqueror from the comics, a super powerful bad guy, also known as He Who Remains. And this is the latest Black Sheep that Todd, who is a variant. There are many variants because they're dealing with like time travel and multiverses and all that kind of stuff. So, so I'm going way far deep in the weeds. But suffice to say, that's the last one that he got, going up, I hope, Todd, in the wall against like all of the other Black Sheep figures that you have.
It is there. I put it back there, and for people might be able to see a little bit behind me, but it's on the window of fame. And then one last bit of housekeeping.
Yeah.
Can you see me in the camera again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop asking me to see. It's only the.
This is the shirt that was painted on.
There we go. I don't know if Dylan Collins is in the room, but he was asking. So yeah, the direct predator quote. This was also a impromptu gift for Todd from me. Apparently, back in the day, I had tons of money to spend on Todd on stupid shit. Predator quote: "Dylan, you son of a bitch." So I gave it to him, like not ever thinking he'd ever wear it, but he's clearly worn it like way more times than I expected. So I'm really happy.
Least two that we know in recent history.
At least, yeah, that's two more than I expected.
So I mean, after all this, if we could only get you and Todd to combat and conquer the Johnson Company for the
talcum powder,
these skin tone Band-Aids, then my life
should be the next.
my life will be complete.
Exactly. Skin tone. My ass.
We could do that.
I don't have vitiligo.
You do if you put those Band-Aids on.
What would someone with vitiligo say about that?
Shut the fuck up, Todd. All right, we got a shot sitting in front of us for way too long.
Yes, we do. If you're new to the show, this is kind of what we do. Pour yourselves a shot and join us. We'll wait approximately 5 seconds, assuming that you're within arm's reach of your liquor cabinet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Here's to you.
Chicken wing. Hot dogs and bologna. Chicken and macaroni.
Did you just hit that?
Chilling with my homies.
I love it. I just played that for someone for the first time last night. No lie.
The ghost of Corey looms large over this episode.
Yeah,
Did you just hit
boy,
that button
Corey.
randomly?
Yes.
No, I saw what it was.
Shot back,
I saw what it was.
and he goes like, stab at the mixer. And next to him, I'm like, fucking, I got fireball coming out of my nose.
Success.
Success.
It was a success.
T.T.
Well played.
Love it.
What kind of psychopath beer is this? What is that? What the fuck is
Is it
that?
Sweet Baby Jesus? Did you get some more Sweet Baby Jesus?
That's exactly the reaction.
Please hold
that
it
I,
up to the
that
camera
I, that
for
I have.
Todd.
That's why I bought it. So this is Shorts Brewing Company.
Oh my god!
The Magician. I'd never seen it before, and today I'm
Looks
like,
horrible.
oh, that's
Look at that psycho woman on the front.
No, it looks horrible.
It's like, dude, it's not a woman.
It's a horrible looking dude, lady.
Are there female magicians? What are they called? Magicianettes?
Something like that. Yeah.
magicianesses?
No, just
I
like
think
there
there's
are
magician.
there are
He's a dude.
actors and there are actors.
So,
Bob.
so this is a
And there
dark
are
red
magicians.
London-style ale. It says the eloquent, smart, and skillful master who makes things happen. I assume.
That looks like a psycho.
Look, it
referring to
looks
the
like it
magician.
tastes like dog shit.
No, it's actually very good. I highly recommend it. You should go out
Bah.
and try it. Shorts Brewing, The Magician.
That looks very
By the way, if Shorts Brewing is
androgynous
listening, we're looking for sponsors.
beer.
We should go after a real brewing company. Hey, Red Hook.
A real one.
They make a Storm Surge hazy IPA that is fantabulous.
Well, listen, if you are listening to the podcast now in the future, meaning this already happened, and you've had the smart idea to
He who remains.
you pause
Has
this right now
manipulated this.
and then run up to your local liquor store and find Shorts Brewing, The Magician, and
Or
what'd
Packy.
you have, Todd? Red Hook something?
Red Hook
Yeah.
Storm Surge hazy IPA.
Is that available outside of the state of
It
Washington?
is. It is.
Okay.
Red Hook's not a
So-
fly-by-night like your lady brand.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Shorts Brewing is a fly-by-night, seat of your pants sort of a company, a mom and pop shop. It's really hard to find.
Dude,
Anyway, go out to your local craft brewer, your liquor store that sells craft beers,
Stop showing that to everyone. Set
buy-
that
I
down.
know. She's
buy
very
each
angry.
of these
She's an angry
beers.
woman.
and give them a try, and then
The
let us
text-
know. 618 Shocker. Let us know what you think.
The
Which
text-
one of our beers is better?
The text that says the magician should be cut out like magazine clippings, like with that face on it. That
I
is
know.
fucking insane.
It is a yeah.
What's with the arm in the air too?
Well, he's a magician. Like
That's I don't know if that's a he.
Alakazam. I love
Presto.
peanut butter sandwich.
This hold
know.
on, let me see.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah.
This is
Now, why are you? What's the difference between your camera and my camera?
dude
It's
because
horrible.
you didn't show the full thing. I mean, that
That is an
look
ugly
at those
woman.
eyes.
That is an ugly woman. Battlestar Galactica.
No, back in the day, there were no female magicians.
That
I don't
is
mean to be
insane.
sexist, but
that
it's
is
just a
creepy.
historical
That's
fact.
really creepy.
I'd go see a female magician.
Physician. Yeah.
All right.
Physician
Yeah,
as
that's what
well.
I'm talking about.
I'd see
Grab
them
my
both.
balls, Dr. So-and-so.
Oh, no. I wouldn't want them tending to my backside. Actually, I did have a lady doctor tend to my backside, so I'm good with that.
Alrighty. Do you guys on your Instagram? Do you have things that pop up in your feed that are clearly like marketed towards you, but you've made the mistake of like watching them one time, and now all of a sudden you can't? Like every fourth one is
Like on my Facebook Reels, like that'll happen.
Yeah.
I've never been on my Instagram. According to Corey, I have one. I should probably log in.
yeah.
But no, I always use the Schnozzcast one, and but yeah, it happens on my Facebook Reels, which is similar. It's like
Yeah.
Instagram, TikTok, everything through Facebook.
Right. So let me tell you the one of mine that keeps on popping up there. It's like every day I see at least 2 or 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. There's nothing I do to make them go away.
Penis enlargement?
No, it is it sort of. And I'll
Butthole
explain.
packing?
And I'll explain.
Pen 15.
Down in Daytona, apparently there's an amusement park in which they have a ride called the Slingshot.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh.
sounds right.
Yes.
And the Slingshot ride,
Yeah.
they put 2 people in this
Yeah.
chair, and then they slowly sort of lower them back like this, and they do a countdown. Sometimes they don't do a countdown.
Yeah.
And they just launch them into the air, and they're on like bungee cords or something, and they end up tumbling ass over tea kettle, and then swinging back and forth, and then generally coming back down. But
Generally.
this Instagram account is only and specifically showing videos of young ladies with either with no bras or very loose fitting shirts in these things. So when they get launched in the air, it's nothing but breast flesh just popping up and
Yeah.
down, back and forth. And the first time I saw it, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And of
Big
course, I
goosebumps.
watch it until the end. But now I can't. They're like, oh, so you like those boobies, huh?
Word.
Yeah. Scroll down a little bit more. You're gonna get another one.
Yeah.
And I can't make it go away. So it is sort of related to penis enlargement, as you mentioned, Todd.
Kind of.
Tangentially
Still
related.
the
It's
same end
tangential.
game, right?
I'm not complaining. And by the way, Daytona Slingshot, don't stop putting that on my feed. It's just weird that you keep on assuming
That and the jump roping championships. the Double Dutch Championships.
Yeah. So, have you guys had? Is there a particular account that continues to spam your Instagram feed like mine?
Drew and Mike were just talking today about how, what was it, the women's volleyball or something that they just had?
Oh yeah.
Had
the AVP Chicago Open. It was on all day today.
Had the highest audience for women's sport.
Yeah, it was an
ever.
indoor. Yeah, it was like 90,000 people.
No, it was like 190. It was a lot.
My bad.
It was a lot. And so
the most for a female event.
Exactly.
It was the highest attended.
Trudy called it the penis army.
Well, look, this is the point that Bill Burr.
The boner army. That's
yes.
what she called it, the boner
This is
army.
the point that Bill Burr has been making about women's sports.
You're right.
Is that why won't women go support your own sports? Don't count on men to support them for you. Go support ladies
women are
in
focused
sports.
on higher level tasks. At the end of the day, they hold every household together.
But they keep complaining about why are we
grave.
getting paid enough as much
they're
as the
focused
men.
on different stuff.
Go
which is
watch
pretty
women in sports.
You should.
Women?
They should.
The boner army is strong, my friend.
Don't
and give
rely on
more
the men
numbers.
to do that. Anyway, I did see that. I wish I could remember which particular event it was. I know it was volleyball, but I can't remember if it was like a collegiate tournament, or if it was professional. Do you remember?
Did you see Scott?
You don't remember?
Did you see Scotty Moore?
No.
He said, apparently I'm a subscriber to Peacock now.
I did. I said the same thing. In fact, the lady that I work with, I was mentioning to her, I'm like, God damn it, because Lori's dad is coming into town. He came into town today, and he was asking specifically about like, hey, can you get the Michigan game? And I'm like, sure, I can get the Michigan game.
Of course I can.
I pay for Hulu with live TV.
Absolutely.
I got Bally Sports. I'm sure I can get it. And I go look, and I'm like, are you kidding me? It's only on Peacock. And Peacock doesn't have a free trial, so now you got to spend $6 a month
Exactly.
just to watch.
Exactly. Everybody cut the cord. Only get
it's like every other. It's every 2 or 3 games from the Michigan Wolverines. That's only on Peacock.
Peacock.
So yeah, Scotty Moore. I had the same. I'm like, I'm supposed to fucking pay for this now. On
Hey,
top
it's free
of
for me out in
Hulu
Seattle.
and
Hey,
Netflix and Amazon Prime and HBO Max and every other fucking thing I'm paying for. Now I got to pay for fucking Peacock just
Hey,
to
Bob,
watch.
if you're willing to pay $6 a gallon for gas, you should come out to Seattle, because guess what? That was on my shit for free.
It's just times
That's a
that
good
by
point.
like 100 gallons.
I'm going to move to Seattle now,
Exactly. If
just
you
to
want to pay
watch.
$6 a gallon for gas, come out to Seattle. You get the
You're
Michigan
saying I
game.
should move to Seattle just so
You
I can
should.
watch a Michigan college football team.
And then watch a baller ball, bro.
Instead of watching it
Wait,
in
are
Michigan.
you the baller in this scenario?
Am I not the baller? What the fuck are you drinking, Bob? Holy shit. Who put moonshine in Bob's shot glass?
Oh,
of course I'm the baller.
It's Shorts the magician.
Oh, not again.
What other embarrassing shit can I tell you guys?
No, so what you originally asked us, which is kind of an existential question.
Yes.
Which is what comes up on your feed.
Instagram feed.
On your feed or Facebook or whatever.
The thing where you're like, why does this keep coming up there? That's the question.
Even if you're not questioning it, what comes up on your feed? So,
yeah.
Todd, do you have an answer for that?
I do. Well, I do, because actually this is very interesting. Before I made the trip, I did not do any searches of any kind. Because like I said, I've been on the Asable River before. I've been in the area before. I was feeling pretty comfortable, although I hadn't kayaked before. But after kayaking with you guys, and after my sweet brain mechanism did what it did, and I mastered the sport in like 15 minutes.
Isn't it amazing how my brain just automatically figured this out in 10 seconds?
I know, in 15 minutes exactly. And then, but immediately when I came back home, I told Mary, I'm buying us kayaks. We're gonna get into this. I got to find a river around here that's not too fast. So
because Mary's going right through your property.
Mary's cautious around the water. She's not afraid.
Dude,
she's cautious around the water. Her mom almost drowned. She's cautious around the water. So I'm like,
Dude,
I got to find an ensemble like.
I'm telling you, the back 300 of Todd's property has to have a river.
We have a creek, not a river. But anyway, so we're gonna get on a river and get kayaks. But here's the thing, I never did a search of any kind, and I'm starting to think that my Alexas and my Google Assistants are listening to and Siri.
No,
you're starting to. So you've just now realized
because when I play Monopoly on the pooper in the morning, I've seen more kayak ads since I came back from seeing you guys than I ever have in my life. And I'm like, I haven't searched for kayak. I haven't done anything. I said I was going to buy one. Now all of a sudden, I'm being marketed to on the pooper.
Todd, while we were in Tawas, we talked
sir.
about that very specific light that Bob and Corey had.
Mm-hmm.
Before I
Yes.
even ordered it, it was on my Facebook ads showing
Yes.
up. You want to buy this? And I'm like,
Of
this is
course I do.
fucking creepy. How
Yeah.
does it hear what I'm saying and know the specific light that I'm talking about, and I haven't even searched for it yet?
Because we're being spied on, bro.
Yeah.
We're all in Big Brother. We're all in the game.
Yeah.
We're all in the game.
I continue to maintain that all of us being spied upon it's a natural. It was just the way that things were going to go.
Right.
You know, all of the
I'm gonna
freedoms that
fix
we
it.
gave up post 9/11. This is what we asked for, and the rise of AI, which a lot
That
of
should be a
people.
segment, bro.
This
Because I can
sounds like
talk
a
to you
very
about
Trump
some
thing to say. A
AI.
lot of people are saying the rise of AI is a real big concern, but it is. They don't know what to do about it.
Space Force.
They don't know how far to take it. Apparently, none of the scientists have ever watched The Terminator, and this is just the direction that we're heading now.
Dude, it's crazy because especially I one of the things I subscribe to are like the AI platforms that create images, and people are constantly sharing, and it's just, I mean, it is literally to the point, and I've used some of these AI image generators where you can put in keywords and it will create about 10 photos for you of the keywords that you put in. And you can put, fucking Gloria Estefan, beach party, eating chicken with Elton John. And
Yeah,
it'll
stitch that together in a minute.
it'll fucking render for like 3 minutes, and it'll have these crystal clear images of fucking Gloria Estefan on a beach eating chicken with fucking Elton John, and there's only like a couple little things, like a couple little flaws. Like AI is really bad with teeth, and it's bad with fingers. It's bad with
What?
teeth and fingers.
Teeth and fingers.
So sometimes
Can
And,
you
well,
replace-
nationality as well, and skin tones and other things
Yes.
like that.
Can you
There's a lot of
replace
bias.
Gloria Estefan with Richard Nixon? Because that would be amazing.
you can do whatever you want. And so sometimes
I'm gonna do
like
that tonight.
the earlier AI, like by early I mean like a couple months ago,
Yeah.
would give people like there'd be like you'd say like party Michael Jackson party with Barack Obama, and it would be these old photos that looked like you took them with a Polaroid in like
Yes, just,
1985,
yeah, absolutely. That's tech.
and it would be Barack, laughing and hanging out, and there's balloons in the background, and it looks like a real fucking
And
photo.
a little child with his pants pulled down, probably likely.
And
What the fuck?
yeah.
No, I'm just saying he's talking about that is. So this is a great topic. I've been doing a lot of research
Wait,
into
no, go ahead.
AI, and what Nick is describing is the fact that AI can stitch together images and pictures and documents that weren't real, but they look real, and they're done very, very well. Like you said, it's Barack Obama at a party with Michael Jackson, and then you can infer that. But guess what? You could actually have the same thing with a naked child injected into the picture, and you're like, oh, Barack Obama's a pedophile. And the divisive AI has the power to both move us forward and move us back. We are so divided. One of my mission in life right now is to try and get in front of where the puck is going to be 5 years from now, because AI is awesome, and I think it's going to help us, but it also has the power to destroy us as a people, because we're so divided on issues of politics and what we believe in. And here's the thing, we trust the sources that we trust. And I'm not hating on anybody who watches Fox News at all. I'm not hating on anybody who watches MSNBC, but remember, those aren't news stations. They're actually opinion stations.
Opinion stations, yeah.
Go ahead.
Just because they call it news doesn't mean it's news. And so the big thing, and here's the thing, we already know, again, and I'm talking to you as a technologist, and so this is near and dear to my heart. We already, even the people who've created the AI algorithms and training methods know that, guess what? Since we've trained these computers, there's a thing called hallucinations, where the computers actually learn a thing that we didn't think they could. We've cut off a thing from them. There's a recent example of a computer that, a program that was trying to to figure out a specific market for a specific product, but they specifically locked it down to the English language. But lo and behold, 6 months later, it had also not only done a complete analysis of what the right marketing profile in the U.S. would be in English. It had also done it in one of the Indian languages, one of the Bangladesh languages, and they couldn't figure out how it ever got access to that language. It actually published an article, not very effective, but it moved beyond its parameters. Those are called hallucinations. So, since we're on a podcast, like I said, I would feel derelict in not educating people on. Don't trust any of that, even if it sounds like it makes you hate the people you hate more. Do research on it, because we are far more connected and on the same page than we are differentiated. And if the news incites you and makes you angry in any sort of way, no matter what you're leaning, do more research. Don't get mad right away. Find the truth. Find the middle ground. Because one of the things, and hopefully you guys got this when we were in Tawas together, I try and look at every situation from both perspectives, from every perspective. And I say both when I talk about politics, because there really isn't an independent. There are people who lean one way or the other, and at the end of the day, they vote that way. And so, not trying to be preachy, but my take is, if somebody says something that is so like hard hitting on your page that you don't know personally, research it.
This is just to give you an idea. So they typed into AI, show us what would happen if celebrities had real jobs. And these are some of the things that it created. So that's number one.
Oh, okay. They're not going to understand that I'm watching.
And I can show it to the camera.
Okay.
So that's number one.
Okay.
And that is, what's her face?
What's her face?
Who's what's her face?
Is that Kim Kardashian or something like that?
I couldn't pick her out of a crowd.
Maybe. Yeah, I couldn't pick her out either.
Todd.
Okay. So we're in an audio podcast.
I see it. I couldn't tell you who it is.
Okay. So
and actually, I only see the red. It's like a nurse's uniform.
Yep, a nurse's uniform. Look at this.
Okay, it's Will Smith.
Will Smith working at a fast food chain.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
This one.
All right.
Let's make this the last one. This is the last one.
Okay.
This one's super creepy.
All right. So we got a lot of dead air here, sir. That is Oprah Winfrey. What is she working?
And I was going to say I have a lag. I saw Will Smith now.
Working at a Foot Locker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I said, ultimately, technology. That's the thing, and the beauty part of this is Bob. Keep me honest here. My biggest complaint about America as a nation is this.
Yeah.
We are the inventors, the creators of so many things, and we took our foot off the gas pedal. We have gotten lazy, and we can't tell the truth from fiction. We listen to people without validating what they say is real or actually said it. And at the end of the day, technology has done one thing. It's made it easy for scammers and people who ne'er-do-wells to get ahead faster. And hopefully we'll do for this episode, I'm hoping that we do our gentleman's agreement, because I want to talk about this. But
boy.
And the thing that we can notice, so they didn't used to be good with teeth. They used to add an extra finger. AI has learned now about that. But look at this.
Instead of the teeth, there's a finger?
Look at this. It still can't figure out things like text and a name tag.
Okay. All right.
So
we
I don't see that. I was going to say, this is an audio podcast and people can't see it. But by the way, hey, Nick, what I would say is and I can hear it in your voice, when you say a thing with disdain as far as kind of like how it hasn't come far enough, multiply what you know by 10.
Oh,
that's
sure.
already been figured. That's been figured.
This is just what we're experiencing. Yeah,
exactly. If you see a flaw in the algorithm, they've already fixed it.
So what are your guys' thoughts on the big, and maybe this is a sensitive subject, but the big conspiracy theory that people think that what happened in Hawaii was a direct energy weapon?
I think that for the most part, in my opinion, what I have seen is that people who think that it's a direct energy weapon couldn't tell you what a direct energy weapon is. And so I don't really put a lot of stock into those things.
There were just some photos that showed up.
Can I share
go
mine?
Yeah, go ahead.
Forget about that. Look at what the people.
Okay.
No. But hold on. If you don't know, you don't know. Everything. What you're. No matter what we say here, it's speculation.
Sure.
But there's one thing. There's something that's concrete
that we do know. The people are
yes.
missing.
No, people are missing. But the people of Hawaii who are from there are actually leaning in and being selfless and helping each other. And there are some other people who are leaning in and helping and being selfless. There's a lot of people looking to profit from this. And this is why I say again, we as Americans have gotten lazy. Pay attention to who's doing what. At the end of the day, Hawaiians weren't Hawaiians 400 years ago. And so we should internalize people looking out. Community is important. And we as Americans, guess what? Regardless of our colors, because of the way that we were with the great melting pot, we are a community. And the fact that we're divided, we're fucking ourselves. And so again,
no, 100%.
And that's what I'm saying. If you speculate on the what, you can have a conspiracy theory. Oh, there's a weapon. There's Jewish lasers shooting sun rays out of the sky. I'm like, fuck the. If nobody's giving you facts, dismiss it.
I have
and then
zero
do
patience for
people,
someone who has no evidence about what they're saying.
So okay,
so can't back up with facts. I don't even want to hear
to
it.
speak just on evidence.
Yeah.
All right, to speak just on evidence. So we have the government is giving the people of Hawaii $700 a piece.
The federal government?
Yeah.
Okay.
$700.
But that's because none of us want to pay any more taxes. By the way, so we pay federal taxes for this.
$700, but it's documented that the bigwigs at FEMA are staying in Hawaii's $1,500 a night resorts. They are being put up in these resorts per night.
Is this related to an energy weapon?
Nothing at all.
But
energy
Nick,
weapon.
Okay.
It's in regards to
Nick,
fixing.
I have a
things
great point.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Let me in. You're 100% right. Seems really wasteful and seems really greedy. But who's telling you this? And not for nothing. The place in Hawaii, that got massacred.
Yeah.
They said, tourists, stop coming for now. Stop. Go home.
Right.
Let us get our lives together. So here's the thing. So people who flew in,
mm-hmm.
left their families behind to help out and help rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
Should they stay at a $200 a night place?
Yes.
It's all about perspective. Don't let the news media and people reporting things to you that sound outrageous. Look at it from both sides. I would imagine that if I was the one responsible for picking up dead bodies every day that I found that haven't been identified yet, it would be really good for me to stay in a $1,500 a night place than a $200 a night place, because I have to get up the next day and do it again. I'm not saying that I know that that's the thing that's happening. I'm just saying always assume good intent before you put your emotion into the waste, because guess what? No matter what side of the aisle you're on, you're getting spin, and that's what I'm saying. Dig into the information you get.
I'm not being. I'm talking about actual information.
Yeah,
like
information that people are staying in these expensive places, but guess what? There's no tourists there, so it doesn't matter. There's no tourists there.
But
they've asked tourists to get the fuck out. So would you want the people who are trying to save people to stay in the best places where they get the best rest, the best recuperation after seeing dead bodies? We are not robots.
We are not robots. That is a true statement.
I'm gonna do a good job if I stay in a $250 a night hotel versus a $1,500.
You don't know
hotel.
that. Have you stayed in a $1,500 hotel?
I'm going to throw this out there right now.
Because I'll tell you,
I don't care how expensive the hotel is that you're staying at, as long as you're there to help. I don't see what the problem is.
What I'm saying is that FEMA is saying we've exhausted our $32 billion budget.
But they're not paying. But that presumes that those people staying in those hotels are actually paying them a rate. And I'll guarantee you, if you dig into the math, they're staying there for free. People are making you have people in the media, and this is going to sound really weird. I'm not a conspiracy guy, but if you don't actually dissect the information you're getting from the media that you listen to, you aren't figuring out. Nobody who's there to help is paying $1. $1. Whether
Sure,
the hotel
no,
is $200 or
course not.
$1,500, and no taxpayer is paying $1 to stay at the nicer place or the worst place. I can guarantee it. And if anybody has proof of it, they should put it out there. And that should be the news story, because who would profit from disaster? Because guess what? I'll bet you dollars to donuts when if there's any politicians there, they're freaking, again, we have forgotten that we are a. Again, I don't want. It's not a political podcast.
No,
but I'm just saying, don't
just research it.
Research it before you have a feeling about it, because there's.
I don't have a
two
feeling. I'm
and
saying
three sides
research
to every story.
I'm telling you to research it.
All right, I'm going to put the brakes on
Look
right
it
now.
up.
Todd, you got a shot?
Yes, sir. I
Pour
do.
yourself, you already
I'm going to
poured?
pour one right now.
No, you're pouring one. We're going to wait. And while you're pouring
I'm
one,
on it. And I
While you're
didn't. And I
pouring
apologize if I made this political, but I'm just saying,
no,
research
you
what
can
you
You
hear.
can stop talking right now. Just
Yeah.
pour your shot and let me talk. I'm going to say for folks that are listening, maybe or watching for the first time, that hey, you might be going, hey, something told me that these guys were going to be a comedy podcast. That is true. Sometimes we are, but in any comedy movie that you go see, any TV show, sometimes there are a few heady topics that are interspersed amongst the comedy. And as a podcast, I love you guys. We all respect each other. Mm-hmm. And look, sometimes we have strong feelings about one topic or another, and we're not going to shy away from that. One thing that we've always said is we're not a political podcast.
We're not.
We don't talk about religion. We don't talk about politics.
Listen,
but sometimes that does, it does tread into the issue because.
Listen, I think we're all on the same page. A state in our great United States that is just begging for help right now because we've lost all these Americans. I think is bipartisan, where we all want the best thing to help that state.
Yeah,
and so
I would hope
this
that
is
it would be.
This is all. This is all.
United States. Exactly.
100%. This is all of us just saying, listen, throw any of your views, your political views out the window. We need to be helping Hawaii.
Yeah.
And
word.
If what I'm saying is true or not, we need to know that. We need to know what's going on. We need to know what's going down there, who's helping out. It has nothing to do with, oh, well, Joe Biden did this, or, oh, well, it's still from the Trump. It has nothing to do with that. It's about helping these people in need.
We should all be inspiring people to give to
100%.
One of our states,
whether they are
by a natural disaster, no matter whether you believe in why it was caused or not.
Right. Yeah.
We are united. We are the United again until they change it. We're the United States of America, and the one beautiful thing is when bad things happen, we 90% of the time stick together.
So we need to make it. That's the problem. We need to make it 100%. Stop settling for 90%, people.
Cheers.
All right, pour yourself a shot. Join us, please.
Salute.
No, all I was saying is, regardless of anything in regards to politics, there should not be people of any facet of the government staying for $1,500 to $3,000 a night.
But they're not. That's what I'm, Nick. That's what I'm saying. When you say that, and I know exactly where you are, but you're still saying it is as if they're staying in a place that would otherwise be unavailable to the regular public, and they're paying that price. What I'm saying to you is this: people are told you the price of the place because at the end of the day, I hope the lowliest fire jumper, the lowliest of men, I hope they're staying at $1,500. I hope they're staying at $4,000 a night resort because they're helping Americans recover. And I want them to get the best rest, the best amenities. I hope they get a massage. I hope they get a fucking hot oil bath. I want that for them. Because guess what? Us taxpayers aren't paying for it. So don't and like I said, the people, when listen to how it's presented to you, if the cost of it is the thing that's making you mad, realize they're not paying that. The citizens aren't paying $30,000, whatever they're going. There's no tourists there. They're sending them away, and that, like I said, that is the thing I'm trying to get.
Also
across.
depressing. They're obviously
it's not,
a tourist industry.
All I'm saying is that it's been shown, and you can look into it, that the Holiday Inn in Hawaii is $250 a night, and they have vacancies. Why are they not staying there? Why are they staying
Because
at the
they're
top
big.
resorts?
But you made the point, Nick. What if we've told all tourists and everybody who's not essential or doesn't live here?
If
to
it
go
was
away?
free, that's
hold
great.
on, hold on, Nick, hang on.
Yeah,
I think I can get this done.
If we can do this,
no,
done.
but I'm saying so.
I
here's
can't
the
wait
thing.
to see.
Yes, let's say there's 1 million rooms of capacity in Maui.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
We've had a major incident where, and not for nothing, there's only 400,000 people that live there, and I'm just throwing numbers out.
Sure.
So you have 600 rooms of capacity, 600,000 rooms of capacity in Maui.
Are we doing
right?
math on this podcast right now?
We are
we're
because I want to be very,
Never a
very
good
crystal
sign.
clear on the point I'm trying to make into Nick and why people shouldn't be outraged about where people are staying.
Okay.
If the natural capacity of that place is 400 is 1 million rooms, but because of the disaster,
Oh, that's a lot of rooms,
dude. There's 1 million rooms available in Maui at capacity.
Okay.
There are 400,000 people that we need to make room for, right? Because we've sent the excess capacity away because there's been a natural disaster.
Sure. Yeah.
And so with that, when I bring in capacity to help us recover of that 400,000 rooms, and okay, let's say spill over to the next. We didn't send 100,000 people down to Maui to help them. We only sent a couple hundred people, to my knowledge, right?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So guess what? There's capacity in those expensive rooms that they're not paying for, that the taxpayer's not paying for, to stay in that capacity, even though there's 1 million rooms of capacity. What you're saying is, some of that capacity is the $200 rooms at the Holiday Inn, and they should stay there because that's a cheaper place, and that would help them. That's not the thing. At the end of the day, they're going there to do something heroic. They're being heroes. So what you're saying is, hey, we're sending only a couple hundred people who are really true heroes, who are there selflessly away from their family, their homes, their beds, no matter where they come from. And we should make sure that they stay in the lowest, in that 600,000 rooms under 3,000 a night, they should stay there. What I'm saying is, if the taxpayer were paying the going rate at those places, I'd have a problem with you. In my opinion, if you're going there to heroically and selflessly to do that, we should give you the best accommodations. If they happen to cost $3,000 during normal times when there's no wildfire, and you're not paying for it, and the taxpayer's not paying for it anyway, why would you want them to stay in their place? You're getting a spin. They're giving you the numbers because they want you to feel a way about it. In my opinion, the heroes who are going there to help people should stay in the best places that help them to do their job, recover as quickly as possible, and get out. And I'd imagine those places are better than the $250 Holiday Inns that normal people stay at. That's all I'm saying. If the taxpayer's paying the going rate, that's wrong. And I know that's not happening.
Okay.
Alrighty, sir.
I guess
I think no.
I'm not articulate enough.
Hold on,
to get
no.
it done.
It's not. Hey, listen. It's not that you're not articulate at all. What the fact of the matter is that we are all speculating on the reason why. If
there should be no one quoting the cost of the place where people are staying,
Todd.
because it doesn't cost anybody any money.
Hold on, Todd. We don't know whether these folks that are coming from FEMA are getting legitimately billed by the hotel. We don't know if they're truly running out of funds, and if that's a reason why people are.
I can prove it.
Okay, well let's hold that for after the show, and we can have a have a post production meeting.
Got it.
But in the meantime, what I would like to do is to pivot back to 90-second sports before we, and that I think it's gonna.
Oh, I got 90-second sports.
It's gonna shift some things before we go into existential questions. So here we go.
And we see him heading in that direction. The 20. He's going for 40. And it's 90-second sports.
All right. Todd Dillon with 90-second sports. We do not have. Oh, do we have any sand left at the timer?
No timer.
Yes.
Do we have
No, we
science?
do. No, hold on.
Yes, we do.
We have a Scotch tape
Damn
timer.
it, Nick.
All right.
He got the timer on. I love it.
Do you want me to hold it right in front of the camera while we're going? So
I see it.
That'd be great.
I see it. As soon as he flips, I'll be ready to go.
All right. Now remember, this is a
Hey,
60-second
Nick,
timer.
slide it
so
back closer in front of you.
Remember this 60 second timer. I'm going to flip it over once, and then I'm going
90 seconds.
Dude, do you want to do 60-second sports or 90 seconds?
Oh,
sports?
I forgot you guys bought the Walmart version. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
I got
we don't have
I'm good.
helicopter money.
I got you.
60-second timer.
I'm ready, dude. Fucking get the thing going.
All right, so Nick Bader,
Yep.
Nick.
90-second sports.
90-second sports starts now. Sweet. Hail, hail to Michigan.
Now, you guys was going to talk about Michigan football today because they whooped down freaking a crabby East Carolina team? Hell to the no. And Nick, stay off my porch. Dudes, I'm talking to you today, and I'm using my whole 90 seconds the whole time because I am excited about Coach Primetime Neon Deion Sanders taking a crummy. Hey, Nick, can you do a Cartman? Nick, can you do Cartman?
No.
You suck. Anyways, my Cartman, you guys suck ass. Colorado's one of the worst college football teams in the history of the universe last year. 1-11. Horrible. Been horrible since Cordell Stewart left, and they fucked Michigan. Damn it, I was mad about that. But, man, today I'm a Buffalo fan. That's why I am here to say that when people do it the right way, they bring God into the picture, and they ask kids to do the thing that kids are really good at. Be obsessive about trying really hard and make yourself better. We have for far too long settled for the middle ground. We got 30 seconds left. I got to hustle up. Anyway, Colorado today defeated TCU, the runner-up in the national championship game last year, by a narrow margin. But they won, and they were a 1-11 team. Deion Sanders brought in kids from historically black colleges and universities and built the team. A lot of people left. They didn't think it'd be competitive. And today they beat the number 17 ranked team in the country as an unranked team. And we had a kid who did something that's never been done. Played over 100 snaps, offense, defense, scored a touchdown, and had an interception. And Deion Sanders' kid threw for over 500 yards. This was one of the most amazing college football games ever. And as much as I want to talk about Michigan all the time,
that is your time.
Every time. If you didn't see that game, watch it. Even their wieners.
That is your time, sir.
Look me up on TikTok.
That has been real quick. What's your TikTok? What's your deets for the
D's nuts? Me too.
Is that 3 E's and D's or 2?
2.
All right.
Why would there be 3? Who spells words?
Because you put a lot of emphasis on the D's
and a Z. D's nuts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change that though because I think it feels like my handle on TikTok is a little bit antiquated. I'm gonna work on that. So
you
stay tuned.
You can do what you like. All I know is
stay
that
tuned.
I get texts day and night every day from people asking me how they can get to D's Nuts 3232. And while that's going on, we're gonna flip immediately right now over to Nick's existential question of the week. Nick, that's you.
Yes, sir.
Nick's existential question of the week.
All right, so for this installment of Nick's existential question, we're going to say that if you could change one thing about your life, one thing and only one thing, what would it be and why? One thing about your life.
I'm going to say I would drink more
short nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about that.
It's a dark red London style ale. It's delicious.
Nope.
And just had to grab a new one from the fridge.
No, nobody cares about that.
All right.
I'm ready.
One thing about your life.
What
would it be and why?
Clarifying question.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Todd, I didn't mean to step on your. I legitimately.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm locked and loaded.
You're locked and loaded. You don't need any clarification?
I don't need any clarification. I already know it. So go ahead. Get your clarified question asked.
If you're I may not need to ask the question.
No, ask your question, bro.
All right. Is this a thing that I need to change about me right now, or about at any point in my life?
At any point in your life, yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of formative things that happen when you're a young man, young woman, that may influence you throughout the course of your life and set you on the path that you are currently on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fair enough.
I love this question because you guys set me up for fucking hitting a home run.
Well, that sounds like the voice of a man who wants to go first.
I'll go first.
Nick,
Nick, can you repeat the question?
I thought you didn't need any clarification.
I don't. I want him to repeat the
Then why
question
do you
so that when
why?
I give my answer, dude, how come my ways always are challenged, right? The only brown motherfucker on this whole podcast.
Because this is a comedy
my
podcast.
approach
If
seems
I
to be-
just say
It
that
seems
sounds
to be-
great, then we're not a comedy
Todd wants to do things
podcast.
differently because I got soul, bro.
No.
Repeat the question.
Has
Let me answer
nothing to do
Let
with
me
your
knock
soul,
this bitch out of the
bro.
park. How come you're fucking with me, Bob? Nick,
Because
repeat the
this is
question.
a comedy podcast.
So the
I'm
question
gonna knock it out of the park.
question
in a funny
was,
way.
if you could change one thing about your life, what would it be and why?
If I could change one thing about my life,
Mm-hmm.
I'd change the fact that I'm right so often. And the reason why?
Wow, that's the one thing?
Well, yeah. Because when I'm right, well, hear me out. This is going to be educational, Bob. When
All
I'm right, and people don't listen to me when I'm right, I shut down and I don't take action and show them I'm right. I look for approval from others to do the right thing, and then I do nothing. And so if I could change one thing about my life, when I'm right, take the actions, do the work, show them that I'm right with the actions, not just the words. So that's the thing that's freaking held me back in my life. And so that's my answer. I'm sticking to it. Final answer.
All right.
Me personally? Okay, thanks for asking.
It was like that cooler, wasn't it? Bob's like, that'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care about that cooler, but yeah, thank you.
He never refuted it one time, not
He didn't.
once.
You didn't.
For me personally, I think it would be join the military.
Bunch of bitches. You are.
Yeah, the military creates a lot of bitches, apparently. Yeah, no, for me, it would be join the military. I feel like it's something I didn't do. I was thinking about college and things like that, and my family going back probably 4 generations was in the military, and I feel like that's something that I probably should have done.
You have mentioned the military a few times before on this show.
Yeah.
And
It's a soft spot.
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Mm-hmm.
So you feel that, and it's the thing that's kind of sticking with you, right?
Yeah.
There are other ways to serve that aren't the military, that are military adjacent. What are you doing to do that? I mean, ultimately, it sounds like you want to serve and give back and feel the same kind of pride to serve our country. And at the end of the day, what do you do? And this is again where I say this is my the thing that I haven't done. But what are you doing so you're a little bit old to join the military now because you're out of shape, and while you might be slightly taller like Corey and I,
that is
you can't join the
harsh
military.
rebuke.
But, no, not a harsh rebuke. But
I
my question would be, Nick,
Yeah.
what do you? There are things that are military adjacent that you could do that would be just as impactful, like volunteering at the VA, lending your cooking skills to things that help veterans coming home. You are an amazingly talented guy, and so my ask would be, if that's your thing, what are you going to do to fix it? Because you don't have to join the military to do it.
So, I mean, if I really wanted to check a box, I was in law enforcement for 20 years as a civil servant, and and I feel like I guess some people could look at that and say that I gave back to the community.
Sure.
I had a lot of moments. I saved lives. I talked to families. I talked people off ledges, and corrected some wrongs. But in my mind, I don't know. It's just something that I feel like I should have done. I'm sure I've done more than most and less than some. But you know what?
I mean, I would think
We
most
all
people
have.
would be able to say that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Most people have done
and not for nothing. Hey, Nick, let me ask you this question too.
Yeah.
Since if you would you feel like you're a part of? We know that we have soldiers in places that don't have the regular like normal stuff like socks and all those sorts of other things. Again, if you I think that to fill that niche,
Yeah.
you can be with them just as much, if not physically, but in spirit by closing those gaps. And so my thing would be, what action are you taking to, because I think you can close this. If that's a gap in your life, and this is me being TD, the educator,
Yeah.
you can close that gap. Just take an action to help people who are in it right now, knowing that they don't have the best socks, the best night vision. Do that. Guess what? You're in the fight with them. You're helping them survive the fight and survive it more comfortably. Just like I would hope that FEMA people are sleeping in the nicer places they're at.
Give me a break.
Good. And you brought it back full circle, Todd. Well played, sir.
That's what I did.
The first 3 quarters of what you said was amazing.
No, like I said, we because I feel the same way all the time, Nick. I think you touch a chord. I donate. I give money to Wounded Warriors. I'm not a big, again, not to get political at all. I'm not a huge fan of Trump or Piers Morgan.
No, yeah, we know.
Piers Morgan introduced me to Wounded Warriors, and ever since I heard about what that was, dude, I'm all in. I do everything I can for them. Every day that I can, I pump them up. I give them, I do the real thing. I give them my money. But the one thing, and now you said, I'm like, but I can send socks. I can do some more stuff. Like literally, I took a couple actions, and I'm feeling really good about life right now. And I'm like, hey, if I should give back. And I think, while I won't be risking my life on the line or in the under the wire, or behind the wire, or in front of the wire. I'm not trying to take on any words of war, but I do a thing for our servicemen and women. But at the end of the day, now that you brought this up, I can do more. And guess what? You don't need to be young enough to get back in the military to do it. Just focus on doing more. Take action.
So
do it. That's what I would say.
For my grandpa's funeral, he did not want, or my grandmother did not want any kind of, lying in state or anything like that. And he was a staff sergeant in the military, and long line of military family. But our thing was, donate to Wounded Warrior Project. And, I've done several birthday Wounded Warrior $500 projects and things like that. But, yeah, it feels like, I want to do more. Just regardless of what side of the aisle you find yourself on, my family is just really, really very patriotic. And so,
and not everybody can serve. Not for nothing. Not everybody can serve, Nick. Ultimately,
I know. Yeah.
Because if I can again embellish it for a little bit more, I'm a person who, when I lost my way in college, I figured, well, I actually thought it was the easy way, but I'm like, hey, I'm physically fit, I'm mentally able. I'd like to serve my country if I'm going to wash out in college, because I'd lost my love for sports and football, and so in my decision pattern, I'm like, hey, you know what I'll do? I'll join the Marines. That was my thing. Mm-hmm. Turns out that I had the Marines helped me because they discovered an undiagnosed high blood pressure problem. I passed my ASVAB to get into officer candidate school, but I did not. OCIS. I could not pass as a college athlete. I couldn't pass my physical twice, and I wanted to serve but I was running away. In retrospect, I'm glad that I think God had His hand on it. I wasn't meant to serve in that way, but I want for people like you. Hopefully, this resonates. Just because you didn't serve when you were of fighting age, there's still a ton of things you can do after the fact. And the funny thing is, everybody thinks, it's money. There's so much volunteer work that you can do to help people who serve this country every day. That's it's your time, doesn't cost you any money, and it would be a huge help to someone coming back and trying to get back in the real world. Mm-hmm. So I love your answer, and I didn't want to steal your thunder, but just because you didn't serve doesn't mean that you can't today, and at the same level as people who did risk their lives. Because at the end of the day, I am working to give back as much, even though I tried to do. And it's not a thing I shared broadly, that I did try multiple times to get into the armed services, really to run away from my laziness. And again, I know there's a God, because I got pushed completely away from it and into other things. And so hopefully this resonates.
That's amazing advice. And I think we could all take heed to that. I think that's something that, if it's not passionate for everybody, but, at least you and I could certainly get on board with something like that. And Bob, apparently. Okay. I mean, I don't know. You've never said anything about it. I don't know. I've been
listening to you fuckers talk for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what
I
you
think,
want me to interrupt you.
I think Corey, from his, from what his father gave to the community, I think that's something as a podcast
Uncle Porky.
we should all be doing. If that's something you're down with, I'd be 100% about that.
Listen, I here's how I feel about it. People are going to give what they're comfortable in giving.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's any value in beating yourself up over feeling like you could have given more, because you've only given what you're comfortable giving. What at this particular phase in your life, given what's important to you and what things that you're dealing with in your life, beating yourself up over whether or not you think you should have given more is
it's crazy.
Silly. You're going to give what you can give.
But wait, hey Bob, but
can I
interject one thing?
Hold on. If you want to give more, you will give more, and that's all there is to it. I'm certainly not judging you for giving what you're giving or not giving what you're not giving. That's not for me to say. I'm always open to conversations about, like, as a group or a man to man, like, are there more things? Of course, everyone has things they could do that are, maybe things that they haven't considered yet, or things that they haven't committed to yet. But odds are that if you haven't committed to them, because there are other things that are more important in your day to day, that than looking long term, or
have a counter argument,
or doing something because you feel like it. You want to do something for someone else. Most people have things. Hold on, dude. Just wait your turn, and you'll get there.
I'm waiting.
Most people have things that you need to take care of for you first, and everybody's got that. So I would never hold anybody accountable for putting themselves first rather than putting themselves last. People have to make sure that they take care of themselves first. I don't see any value in holding yourself up to be something, more important than what you can give at the moment. When you decide that you're ready to do, or that you're capable of giving more, then you will. And until then, I think it's silly to hold yourself to a standard that you're not ready to meet. I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, you and Todd make awesome points. So Todd, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I agree with Bob wholeheartedly. And the one thing that the only interjection I have, because I'm not disagreeing in any way, shape, or form, my challenge to everyone is this, though. When we think about giving, most of us our default mindset is to money, and we all live in the box of how much money we have to do things. And I wanted to highlight the fact I have money to do lots of things. I don't use my money for the best things. But you know what I do have? I have 24 hours in a day, just like every other human being. And you know what? Today, if I saw a police officer and I waved at him and said, "Thank you for your service," you know what? That's it's not $10. It's probably $100 worth of goodwill, because a black guy saying that to a cop that doesn't look like me, hopefully it made him feel better. If it didn't cost me anything. It cost me a breath that I was going to take anyway. The thing that I was going to highlight, Bob, is you are 100% right. People don't not give because they think that, but I think most people default to, if the only way I can help is either to do it, enlist in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, or to give them money, and I'm living from check to check. But saying that you're thankful, giving people a hug in the bank, if you do have a couple bucks in your pocket to buy a meal for a cop that's behind you in the drive-through lane, there are a gazillion, trillion, billion ways. And one of the things,
that's a lot.
There are, but there are. I mean, ultimately, Bob, there's a lot. There's more things that don't cost money that you can do to let people know that you're with them than cost money. And that's the only thing I want to say. Because like you said, people only give what they can give. But if you're not creative about it, and your only thought is, well, if I can't give them money or sign up for the police force, I can't do shit. There's a shit ton more that you can do.
Right.
Hug a policeman. And if they don't want to hug you, then you then figure out who the chief is and
wasn't
that
a line in Fletch? Hug a cop. Yeah, I said it.
Yeah. I've done it. Man. I've hugged him hard and I've hugged him soft. Hasn't worked out for me all the time, but at the end of the day, I support my local police. I don't agree with the way that they police, but I support the people who do it right. And so, at the end of the day, like I said, my only thing, Bob, I wasn't trying to cut you off or shut you down. I was just saying, I think
no
what you
worries.
said was 100% right. But people always default to, can I sign up and do it myself, or can I give money? And those aren't the only two mediums where you can actually be participant. And that's what I wanted to shed one Nick, because it feels like Nick's like, man, I should have joined the military because my family did. And
listen, people are going to make that argument. Sorry to cut you off. People are going to make that argument because it means something to them that other people like you and I it may not mean anything to us, and I respect that. They may have family members, brothers, sisters, cousins who joined the military, and it may have been something that they weren't ready to do, but just because you're not ready to do something.
But even if you're ready to do it, you might not be able to physically do it.
Hold on. Just because you're not ready to do something doesn't mean that you should have been ready to do something.
Correct.
I respect someone who just, they may be dealing with it in their own mind, but they may know, hey, I wasn't ready to serve, or I wasn't ready to devote time out of my, every day to give to those who are in need. But that's a decision that they had to make. They had to weigh the benefits and drawbacks of that decision. Do I take my time, which, by the way, some people value as more valuable than money, is time. Do I sacrifice that, and put myself or my family behind in certain areas because I gave to others? That is a personal choice. It's the same.
But sometimes it's not your choice. Is the only point I'm trying to make. Sometimes it's not your choice.
That's true.
And it's more often.
But I would never presume to assume that it is not their choice. I'm going to assume that it is their choice, and they made it due to factors that I don't understand. And so I would never judge anyone for.
You shouldn't judge anyone for either side.
Yeah.
I agree. I think I'm agreeing with you violently. I don't think we're in an argument.
I think we are.
Listen.
We've done 2 hours of podcasting.
We do agree 100%.
Yeah.
Let's do one more shot. The clock is ticking down. We have a very small SD card tonight.
There we go.
Let's do that.
Technology's biting us in the butt. Don't we have technologists on this?
We can certainly talk off camera, off recording.
Yeah, absolutely.
Outside of the podcast.
Yeah.
So Todd, you got something?
It's going to cost you. It's going to cost you $1,500 an hour to talk to me.
50 pence.
Cheers, everyone! Cheers. Here's to you.
Salute.
Oh, it doesn't get any better than that. Every time.
That was good stuff.
Do you want to know what I would answer?
Yes.
First, I want to say,
I
would buy more of the Magician.
No,
from Shorts Brewing.
Stop with the Magician.
I knew that
It's amazing. I wish that I had bought a case of this instead of the 6-pack that I found at the store, because it is Shorts Brewing, if you're listening. Hold on a minute.
Hey, Bob. Is it the dust coupled with the rat droppings that really makes it good?
But then in all seriousness, I would say, and I've had a lot of time to think about this over the last 15 minutes, I would say that I wish my dad was still here. I wish that my dad had not passed away.
But that's not a decision.
No, it's not a decision. Read the question again.
Sure.
Because I feel like now...
Only I get criticized for asking clarifying questions.
If you could change one thing about your life. Well, I guess you could change that.
I wish my dad had not passed. It's a thing that affected me very deeply, much more deeply than I realized before he passed, or even at the time that he passed. But with the benefit of hindsight, it really, really messed with me, and was probably the single most important thing that's happened to me in the last 10 years.
So I have a dickhead moment, Bob.
I can't wait to hear it.
Stop smoking, because you don't want Jack and Cecilia to go through the same thing.
You know what?
Smoking, bro.
You are 100% right, but I go back to the thing that I said previously, and this is not a defense as much as it is. This is exactly what I was talking about. As much as I realize that to be true, I may not be ready to do it, and I may have my reasons, whether it's a personal weakness or I'm just not ready to make that change in my life.
I know how good you are, and I'm willing to help you.
Yeah.
So quit,
you know what?
quit that thing.
It could be a snowball effect of, listen, this is bridging the gap for me to help me deal still with the fact that my dad's not around.
Yep.
And it's unfortunately a roll downhill effect.
Yeah.
But lean on the people who love you, so that you don't put somebody else through the same thing. You know the final answer, right?
There's a final answer.
Well, yeah. Is it good for you? Is it thing that's going to make you live longer? Do your kids love you? I mean, I don't mean to be a dick or drag this down, but fuck, I'm willing to help you. Make a decision. It might not be tomorrow, but let's talk about it today.
I love it when you're willing to be a dick to help me.
I am.
Being a dick to help me is the thing that I love the most.
Because I love you more than you know.
I love you guys, and this means more to me than you could say. And if you're listening to the podcast the first time, you may be wondering, are they actually a comedy podcast? Because there's not a lot of comedy I've heard in the last 30 minutes. At any rate, thank you for listening and tuning in. This is the Schnozzcast. For Bob and Corey and Nick and Todd, we'll see you next time. Please tune in. Peace out.